So here we're looking at the setup for the first battle in the Hammer of God module. Now, at this moment, I had not looked at the Maccabean units before this. They've been in a bag, actually, because I knew I wasn't going to touch this until last. I've got very, very little hope for the whole series of scenarios, and I may end up abandoning it after a couple of plays. Because, well, these units are just too good. I think their weak units have an 8 tactical quality. I just don't buy it. I do not buy it. We're talking about a heroic revolt and all that, but I do not buy that they are better than the best Roman legion, or better than, the elite troops that are elsewhere in the game. And a 9 tactical quality, you're talking about things that just aren't going to get hurt here. They really aren't. And the leadership, we have a leader here who, in terms of Judah, who's at least the equivalent of a Hannibal. Come on, man. If he was that great, Judea would have risen not just to become an independent state, but to have conquered the entire Near East. And if he had troops like that, well, 4 of those, he could probably take on a Roman legion. Okay, so this is a crazy scenario. It's the first of them. I don't know what it's even. Nahal el Haramiah. And these units are hidden in a mountain pass. We've got a couple Seleucid units that are going to have to march through in column, going from here to try to get here. And they have to pass through, I don't remember what it is. It's a couple of hexes that are right in the middle here. They can't leave column until they spot a Jewish unit. And as long as the Jews are in the heights, they will not be spotted. So they can kind of allow the Seleucids to get into place. And historically, this was an attack from 4 different directions by a small force, about 600 men to about 2,000 Seleucids. And, well, it was obviously, a complete blowout in favor of the Judeans. But I am very worried because a small force of units like that, can pretty much run wherever they like and defeat pretty much any size enemy unit, I think. And I think it's just going to be kind of goofy after a while playing these scenarios. Anyway, this one seems pretty reasonable, and I haven't done an ambush of this nature before, so we'll just see what it works out like. And here we begin the Seleucid entry into the map. A couple units in column. Hey, what are the victory conditions? The Judeans have to... the Seleucids have 10 turns to make it across the map. And if they do not, the Judeans win. If they eliminate the Seleucids, they win. The Seleucids win if either of their units succeeds in leaving the map, or all the Judeans are eliminated, or Judah himself is killed. Well, we know where this is going to go, but anyway, started pulling them on. I'm just going to play it out, see what we get here. So, if it's any consolation to understand how well designed this scenario must have been, I just counted out the number of spaces that the Seleucids have to traverse, and maybe I cheated and maybe I'm in the wrong space. 27, 28, 27, 29. Yeah, they should be going through here. Okay, let me replace my Judeans there. And I've spent 2 moves moving. So we'll come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I believe they have to pay there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see. That's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 1, 6. 1. Okay, so they can make it off, I think, even paying the extra couple move points to move. But when I first counted it going through this way, it's like, man, they can't even make it in 10 turns. Anyway, we'll see how this turns out. Okay, so here we are, and the Judeans are about ready to strike. This is, well, it should be pretty fast. Anyway, we'll begin their movement. Basically, the Seleucids aren't allowed to go into the pass, so I'm just going to hit from the front and from the back, and bang. And we'll see this happen. I've got to be kind of careful, though, in order to actually work their commands together. On this first attack, that's possible. But he can't command this set as well. Alright, we'll see how this all works out. Well, after the first engagement turn, the Maccabees got kind of a bad roll on their first attack and ended up not destroying that Seleucid unit, but in the other one they got an average roll, did enough cohesion hits that they routed the unit and had nowhere to run because of the way things are set up. So now we're in position to attack again here. And, well, at least the Seleucid unit is not not routed. No, I had something else I was going to say. But it's no longer in column, so it can actually make an attack. But that's probably not going to be that great anyway. But they do want to push against those lighter units and see what they can do to them. And the answer to that was not a lot. A rout counter, nowhere to retreat, bang, it's over. Total slaughter. No real chance. And they try to say that this would be a good solitaire battle or something like that. Well, only in the sense that it would be a pointless endeavor in any non-solitaire form, I guess. There's no competition here. There's no real point to play this one, except if you just want to see what an ambush and a massacre is going to look like. It's really not very interesting, as you can see. Anyway, up it goes, and there are more scenarios in this. Some of them will be, I suppose, real battles, but with those Judean units, I don't know how fair they can be. I mean, those guys can walk up to the phalanx and, you know, be hit by a front-on. They're supposed to be tiny little units. There was 4 between them, so the phalanx got a shift in its favor from the 9 to the 10 column. It could do 1 to each. It's just, you know, that's not... Okay, that column could give you a 4 hits. It could do 2 to each. But those guys could stand there toe-to-toe with the phalanx head-on and win the battle. And that's not even taking into account that they're archers, that they don't actually have to attack. They could just stand there and fire. I find the Judean units highly unbelievable. Alright, up it goes.